provide care to a patient who is far away from hospital. Right. So this is the basic definition, right? When it comes to this definition, this is a very general definition. I would say general definition. But if you look at the categories of telemedicine, there are categories which are off to this. There are categories which are off to this definition. But if they ask you the definition, they should do something similar to this. The use of ICT, that is important part. Using the ICT to examine and providing health care to a patient who is far away from hospital, right? Who is far away from hospital. This is an important thing. You have to include the using of ICT, right? You have to include the using of ICT, then providing healthcare. That is the basic idea, no? Telemedicine, healthcare, because you can't provide anything else, right? Using the telemedicine. So it should include healthcare, then away from hospital, right? The away from hospital. So these are the main things you should include when you define the telemedicine. You don't need to memorize this. You don't need to memorize this, but you should know how to write. So in another way, you should have a you should memorize, right? If you are unable to put in this everything into a nice sentence, at least keep this in mind, right? Use of ICT, healthcare, and providing the patient is far away from. These are the this is the definition, right? Or there's another one. Telemedicine allows healthcare professional to evaluate, diagnose, and treat patient at distance using telecommunication technology. See, both are same, right? Here also see healthcare professionals evaluate, diagnose, and treat patient at distance, far away, using telecommunication. So mostly these two definitions are similar. Okay. So we have categories. Remember, can you recall this? Emergency telemedicine, home health telemedicine, right? Telemedicine consultation, remote surgery, medical teletraining. It's better. It's better if you have I think you have, right, your textbook. Take your textbook, grade 10 textbook with you. Keep the textbook with you, because I'm not going to give you all the notes or anything, right? So better, get ready with the textbook so that it will be easy for you, right? To when we discuss this item, so you can just go through the textbook easily. If you have a note already prepared, then you can keep that note, right? Right. So what is an emergency telemedicine? Yeah, what is an emergency telemedicine? So emergency telemedicine means, right? It's like you can see, look at this image, right? This is a rural health center or military camp, or while in the ambulance, or flying the helicopter, or navigating in the ship. Like so, when say, let's take an example. There's a rural health center, right? Rural health center, far away from Kansas City or Colombo City, right? So when there is a patient admitted there, there are a couple of 1 or 2 medical staffs will be there, right? So they evaluate this patient, but they know it's not enough. They should take the advice from the general hospital, right? So they connect they connect to the general hospital through the telecommunication network. Maybe they can use video conferencing like Zoom nowadays, right? Connecting through Zoom. So they talk with this the general hospital, I mean the hospital doctors, and they get that advice. According to that advice, they treat the patient. Yeah, Mariam. Yeah, I know it's heavily raining. I'll try. Okay, I'll try. But I don't think. I think maybe around in Kandy only, right? Or is it raining all over the island? Is it raining heavily in other places also? All over?
No, sir.
No, Umair, it's not raining there, no? I can't hear you.
It is not raining, sir.
Yeah, okay. So emergency telemedicine, heavily raining. Yes, Minhaj. Okay, can't help, right? We have to carry on this. It's raining, heavily raining. Yes, 5 hours. Yeah, it's always raining in Nawalapilli and Abgastala, right? Even in the normal days, I know. So maybe it's today very bad, right? Uh, okay, let's try to do it right. So like this, emergency telemedicine is like this, right? The patient maybe in the helicopter or in a rural camp or maybe in a ship, right? Then let's say one or two medical people inspect the patient and they contact the main hospital over the telecommunication channel like Zoom or whatever, right? So this is first lesson of grade 1. First lesson from grade 10, right? Grade 10 first lesson. We discussed the first part and I have shared the tutorial. If you have to be in the group, you have to be in the group.
Can you send it again?
But
The tutorial?
you want the tutorial?
No, not now, like later.
Yes, I will share it, right? I will share in the group. So if you are not in the group, you have to register to the group. Then you can get the details there, because I'm not able to personally share the thing. So anyway, I already are in the group, right? Okay, so that is emergency telemedicine, right? This is in the book also. Refer the book, Umir. Right. Anyway, I will share the notes. Then we have a second type. Remember, home health medicine. What is home health medicine? Keeping the patient at home and monitoring his or her condition using some kind of a device and sharing that with the hospital, right? General hospital or whatever, right? That is the basic idea. For example, the pregnant woman, right? In developed countries, they use this system to monitor the pregnant woman. So they use a kind of a hand wristwatch, this digital watch, right? Through that, they monitor the blood pressure, sugar levels, right? And through a mobile app, it's connected to the VOG's office, right? VOG, the patient who handled the delivery and basically the pregnant ladies, right? So we discussed the risk, right? Yes, we discussed. I'm just going through, right? I'm going to finish it quickly. Because there are some new students also, so I have to finish it quickly. So this is called the home health medicine. Here the patient is at home, but monitoring the condition through the telecommunication channels, right? Like again, like a video conferencing and connected to the doctor. So he can see if anything critical, if anything alarm, he can monitor. Usually this connect to his laptop or whatever, right? But we don't see this still in Sri Lanka. I don't know. Still, I never experienced this in Sri Lanka. But maybe, but in developed countries like UK and all, they use this system, home health medicine, right? So this should be connected to the relevant doctor, right? It's not like the COVID patient. Nowadays, they're asking the COVID patient to stay at home and monitor the things, monitor the oxygen level and all. No? But what is the problem with that? Why can't we say that example as a home health medicine? Think that why can't we say this example like the monitoring the COVID patient at home? It's not connected to anyone, right? So we have to personally talk to the people, so it's not connected to anyone. So that's why we can't say this one, the COVID patient, right, who is staying at home and monitoring, we can't say it's a home health medicine. Why we can't say it's home health medicine? Because it's not connected to a proper channel. So we have to take our oxygen level and not we have to inform, right? If anything bad, or we have to talk to those persons. That is not home health medicine. That is not home health medicine. Then telemedicine consultation. In this case, the consultation, the patient is at a hospital, but in sometimes they have to take the consult the specialist consultation. Let's say a COVID positive patient who is at a hospital, right, on a COVID ward, but he's having a heart problem. He's having a heart problem, right? Then what we have to do? Then he has to talk to a specialist. No? So again, this is called consulting the specialty doctor. So this is called telemedicine consultation, right? So here the consultation is not physically at hospital, but the patient is at the hospital. So as I said, these are out of definition, right? These are out of definition, but the general definition you should remember, telemedicine consultation. So you know what it, you know what is a consultation, no? You know what is consultation. So here we are consulting the doctor over this telecommunication, our channels, right? Then we have the remote surgery, doing the surgeries remotely. So here the surgeon is one place and the patient is one place. So doing remotely. Or there's another name for this one called telesurgery. Telesurgery, remote surgery and telesurgery. So he's the surgeon. He's not the patient. So he's the surgeon. You can see the images, right? He is accessing to, I don't know what kind of organ is that. Anyway, he is doing some kind of surgery, and there are specially developed instruments, like I should say, they specifically develop machineries for that, right? So you can search if you are interested. You can search the internet and see this. Okay. Then we have the question. Okay, we are done with everything, right? Remember the type of all type of telemedicine. Okay, let's answer this question. What is not a service of telemedicine? Okay, you can send your answers quickly. What is not a service of a telemedicine? Yes, Faiha, correct. Iman, correct. Good. Mahdi, correct. Atif, Raiza, correct. Minhaj, correct. Hafsa Ban, correct. Okay. So all right, very good, very good. So now when you are, if you are in the class, right, the guys and girls, if you're in the class, just try to involve in these questions, right? You have to try these answers. So I'm not doing anything like English literature or any other history subject. So better you just you communicate with me, right? You talk to me or you involve in the discussions. Yes, what is not a service of telemedicine, right? Remote clinical care, part of telemedicine. Home health medicine, we know. Medical teletraining, that is also part of that. No? Medical teletraining means training the staff using resource outside the Sri Lanka. So using Zoom or other video conferencing technology, doing trainings here. In the telemedical training, there is no patient involved in this. There's no patient, right? This is kind of doing training for medical staff. So this is called medical teletraining. Again, see the last one, it's out of definition. This last one is out of definition. Okay, but still we say it's a part of telemedicine. Okay. Okay, what is the answer? Which is not a service of telemedicine is e-channeling. Why is that? Can anyone tell me a reason? Why e-channel is not a telemedicine? Why? Why? Is it because we didn't study that? Is it because it's not included in our textbook?
It's a channeling doctors.
It's a channeling. It's just we are calling. We want to consult doctor. Yes, in the telemedicine, here we just make it's a booking, no? It's a number booking system, right? E-channeling is basically we are booking numbers. Yeah, it's a number booking. So it's not a telemedicine, right? Or maybe even they can say Doc 99 or something is there, no? Like this, oh, I can't remember this. Doc something, no? That's also from Dialogue. You have a service, no? You have a service like Doc 99 or something. So that is also the same concept, e-channeling, right? So here the correct answer is second one. Yes, very good. Second one is the correct answer. Okay, let's go to the next one. Right. What is the answer for this one? Send your answers, please. Mahadi, excellent. Two Mahadis. Mahadi Akif, correct. Zikra, correct. Yes. What about others? Faiha, yes, correct. Raisa, wrong. Raisa, wrong. Think. Now we have learned this. Now I just went through this. Anyway, Hafsa, correct. Minhaj, wrong. Muntasir, correct. Atif, correct. Imad, wrong. Umair, wrong. So the problem is there, no? We have question with the unit 1 of grade 10. Raisa. No. Mahadi. S. Mahadi. Sheikh Mahadi. No. Okay. Sheikh Mahadi. Huh? Okay. Okay. Wait. Right. Wait. I think I made a mistake. Hold on. Let me go through your answers. Just give me a minute. Zikra, correct, right? Mahadi, correct. Mahadi Akif, correct. Raisa, that's on 5. Correct, right? Then Hafsa, correct. Imad, correct. Okay. Umair, wrong. Minhaj, wrong. Muntasir, correct. Hafsa Banu, wrong. Imad, yeah, correct. Atif, correct. Minhaj, correct. Umair Shakir, wrong. Mahadi, wrong. Mahadi, yes, Mahadi. Raisa, wrong. Minhaj, correct. Umair Shakir, again wrong. Hafsa, that is wrong. Raisa, wrong. Okay, now we'll see the answer. Okay, fine. Okay, now look into this. Treatment of a person in need of emergency treatment on an airplane by a hospital trained health officer with advice of a specialist in the hospital. So we have to select the correct statement about remote medical clinical care. That is clear. No? What is remote telemedicine basically? Or there is another name, remote clinical care. Okay. Treatment of a person in need of emergency. When you have this kind of question, you have to read it carefully because they sometimes play with the words, right? They play with the words. So you have to be careful when you read this. Treatment of a person in need of emergency treatment on an airplane by a hospital trained health officer with advice of specialists in the hospital. So they are connecting to the hospital, right? So is this a telemedicine? Is this telemedicine? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Conducting training of hospital staff using communication resources through foreign resource contributors. So this is telemedicine? Yes. What kind of a telemedicine is this? Teletraining. This is teletraining. So what is the name of the first part? What is this type? What do you call this type of telemedicine? Emergency telemedicine. Emergency telemedicine. Okay. After third one, after a patient is admitted to nearby hospital, he or she is operated on or by a specialist. What kind of a telemedicine is this? Why? Emergency telemedicine. No, but how come this is an emergency telemedicine? Because the patient is at the hospital, right? Operated by the surgeon who is also in the hospital, but he is away in somewhere. Then we can say this is a tele surgery. If the surgeon is away from the hospital, this we can call this as a telesurgery. But here the patient and the hospital, the surgeon are in the same hospital, same place. So this is not telemedicine. Why? Both are in the same same. This is a normal medical thing, right? You can't say there's nothing to tell you. There's nothing involved in telecommunication. You do. I mean, do you have to contact that surgeon over the video conferencing or anything like that? No, no. So the third part, C, is not telemedicine, because you have to note here. The point is, note the point here, right? Note the point here. He is operated on by a specialist. What does that mean? Both are in the same place. So this is not telesurgery. If it is a telesurgery, surgeon should be in another place, right? The patient should be in another hospital. Okay. So what is the answer then? A and B. Is that clear? Yes, Raisa, is that clear? Sheikh Mahadi. Okay. Note it down. I hope you have the printed notes with you now, because it's the second class now we are doing. So now write down, if you don't know anything, just make a note on that, right? Just don't sit without writing anything. So it's very cool here. Don't say that. No, this is the last chance, right? Nobody will be going to teach you again now. You will feel that when you go to the school. I mean, the government school students, when you go back to the school, you will see that change now, because they have to finish the grade 11. So they are not going to revise grade 10 again, right? Okay, this question. What is the answer? This is a different one. Now, this is another new section. This is a very simple one. This is about application of ICT in agriculture. ICT in agriculture. So what is the answer for this one? Zikra. Atif correct. Zikra wrong. Mahadi Akif correct. Faiha correct. What can be the best solution to protect crops from natural disasters such as too much sunshine, rain, heat, cold, pest, epidemics? Okay, what is the answer? No, Umesh is wrong. Hafsa Banu wrong. Mariam correct. Muntasir wrong. Zikra correct. Okay, we have different options. Okay, what is a greenhouse? What is greenhouse? Have you seen a greenhouse? Why do we use a greenhouse? Okay, and the students who are coming to my grade 11 and grade 10 theory classes, okay, as you know, this is if you are coming to my theory classes, this paper class is free for you, but you have to come on time and you have to come regularly if you are coming, right? Just don't come like you are coming to your mommy's place, right? Whenever you want, you come, and whenever you don't want, you are saying, okay, sir, I can't. But still not like that. I'm just warning you, right? Don't come like that. Raisa. I didn't see your answer, no, Raisa. Or can you send it again? Wrong. No, wrong. Raisa, your answer is correct. Hafsa, your answer is correct. Muntasir, wrong. Then Imad, correct. Hafsa Banu, correct. Okay. What can be the best solution to protect crops from natural disasters? Okay, what is the use of meteorological devices? Why do we use meteorological devices? What is this meteorological devices? Look at this one. Meteorological devices we use to find out the wind speed, because we know when we grow a plant, right, we should be aware of the wind, then the rain, sun, all these things, and the moisture, right, soil temperature, the moisture. So when you do a big cultivation, right, these factors will definitely affect in your crop. So we have devices, right, which can monitor the wind speed, right? The the rainfall, temperature, see, humidity, pressure, soil temperature, see here, then soil moisture. So this is called meteorological device. This doesn't protect the crop from sun or rain or anything. You can read the data from here. According to that, you can act, right? You can collect data, right? So according to that, you know, right? Okay, I have to do this and that, right? So this is just a device. Okay. Then we have the automated weed remover. What is weed remover? You know what is a weed, no? What is a weed? What is a weed? We call in Tamil kalaigal, right? Whatever the unwanted kind of a grass, right, growing in between the. Can you all hear me properly? In between the plants, unwanted plants, right? Okay, so we have this machine, right? You can program such that it will identify the weed only and remove that. So you can see this machine here. So it won't remove the plant. It will identify the weed. So you can program that so that it will only remove the weed. So this is called automated weed remover, right? Yes. So then we have the drip irrigation, automated water supply system. You know, when you water the plants according to the plants type and even according to the climate, according to the soil type, you have to plant different. You have to water differently. No, you don't do it. You don't do it always the same amount of water. You don't put always the same amount of water to all the crop. You know that, right? So this system will control that. You can set that using this automated water supply system or drip irrigation. So this is basically to water the plant, right? So then we have the greenhouse. So what is greenhouse? It will protect the plant from the sun, what you call over exposure to the sun, rain, and all other things. So then what is the question? What is the question? Look at the question now. Now, can you try to answer this? What can be the best solution to protect the crops from natural disasters like sunshine, rain, heat, all? Is it meteorological devices, automatic weed remover, or drip irrigation? Now you have an idea, no? See, greenhouse. It's a greenhouse. So you have to remember this. Right? Grade 11s, the both grade 11 10s are here. So you should remember, right? Right. Okay. Let's go to the next one. All these are in your book, in your textbook. So disadvantages of using robots in the industry. Muntasir, maybe my mistake. Yeah, maybe you can, if it is correct, okay. The fourth one is the answer, okay. Disadvantages of robot in industry. What is the disadvantage using robots in industries? Faiha correct, Abdul Razak correct, Ala correct, Umair Shakir correct. Yes, Mariam correct, Mariam. Minhaj correct, Raiza correct. Yes, it's a simple one. No? Yes, why? Disadvantage, efficiency is not a disadvantage, accuracy advantage, 24-hour service advantage, unemployment, because what will happen when you use robots to replace the human, right? So let's say you are replacing 10 human, right? 10 human by one robot. What will happen? What will happen to these 10 people then? They are jobless. They're going to lose their job. They're going to lose the job, jobless. So this will create unemployment, right? At the end of the day, the robots will create the unemployment. Yeah, we are getting the efficiency, accuracy, 24-hour service, all these things. But the disadvantage is the unemployment. People will lose job because of this. Because you can replace 10 human or 20 human work by one robot, right? Okay. I think this is clear. No, this part is clear. Anyway, if you look at this one, I will just go through quickly. Manufacturing, even in computer manufacturing these days, especially when we manufacture the sensitive parts like a motherboard and all, they use the robots, right? and the food industry, packaging, like you can see the packaging here in the image. See the packaging when you packet the things, robots are used. Even I saw yesterday, right? They use robots to make pizza and deliver pizza. So it will nicely, do all the work, right? To prepare the pizza, even to, to put the sauce and all. And finally, the robots will cut the pizza into these pieces and it will pack into the box. So robots are machines. Yes, robots are machines, but it's a computerized machine. It's a computerized machine. There is a thing called robotic programming. I'm robotic programming. There are special languages we use to program robots. You can't use Pascal, Python, Java, C to program robots. There are special languages. You have to learn and use programming because the concepts also different, right? Okay, when you go to university and all, if you learn the science, computer science, you will learn that these demanding programming languages, right? The robotics programming and all demanding when you compare to the web programming and all, right? So in assembly, like in vehicle, painting to assemble the vehicle, all robots used. Labeling, what is labeling? You may have seen this label in front of these saline bottles and all. This is it's also done by the robots, right? And in packaging, right? Then the filling bottles, this is very nice, right? When yes, filling drinking bottles and wine, milk especially, and why not this what you call this wine and then the water and the beverages. Yes, beverages. So I didn't go into detail, right? Because it's a common knowledge, no common thing, right? Okay, look at this question. Incorrect statement regarding ICT application is business. So we are moving to another part in the first lesson, that is ICT in business, application of ICT in business. If you are referring the book, you can go to that part, ICT in business, right? I don't remember the page name. Okay, okay. What is the answer for this one? Abdul Razak, correct. Good. Zikra, correct. Imad, correct. Umair, correct. Mariam, correct. So quick. Muntasir, correct. Yes, Minhaj, correct. Faiha, wrong. Faiha, wrong. Look at the question, read the question. Raisa, wrong. Hala, wrong. Nirukshi, can I see your answers, please? Afsa, wrong. Because I advertise like this is a group class, we discuss the answers, so I don't want to make it as a seminar, right? So you have to send the answer, so I will just see it. Only 20 students, so we can quickly go through. Raisa, no. Read the question, read the question. Incorrect statement regarding ICT application in business. Use video conferencing to conduct meeting. Is that correct? In business, we use Zoom. There are other applications like WebEx and all, right? Yes, Hala, Atif, correct. Okay, we'll come to the, okay, now okay. Is there any more answers? Shamir Ahmed. Okay, Shamir, wrong. Right. Raisa, no. Okay, good try, good try. Okay. Incorrect statement regarding ICT. So use video conferencing to conduct meeting. So is this application of ICT in business? Like Zoom, or there are WebEx also a video application, especially designed for
Google
the
Meet.
business. Google Meet, I think, I don't know, nowadays maybe for the business environment, but that's also correct. That's also correct. Okay, so this,
There is
go ahead.
email also, right? Gmail.
Email.
Gmail calls.
They are so talking about the video conferencing, Puta. So maybe nowadays I think 90% is Zoom. No, it's cheap and it's more effective and all. The Zoom is nowadays. I'm talking about nowadays, 2020, after 2020 or after Corona. Okay, using video conferencing to conduct meeting. That is correct now, right? So that is correct, right? The business, because in the business, sometimes let's take one one office like Apico or Cargills, they have branches, right? If they want to do a meeting during the lockdown, how come they can meet when everything, I mean, there's restriction, right? Travel restriction is there, we can't go out and all this. Then what is the easiest way? Do the meeting over the video conferencing. Do your meetings using the Zoom or any other video conference software. So in business, this is very effective, very useful, right? Rather than traveling to Colombo. And you know, when these people come to Colombo, because I also work in an industry 15 years, so I know when these people come to Colombo, the company has to pay for what? Meal and accommodation, right? Meal and room, we say room. And you know, during night time, they will take liquor also, definitely. So that is the part of this business meetings, right? Definitely it's a part of the meetings. So the company has to spend more money than buying, giving the Zoom package. So it's cheap for the company rather than asking the employees to come to Colombo from various places, from Jaffna, Gaul, Mathara, Nuwara and all. They can easily conduct the meeting using video conferencing. Is that clear? Sorry, sir. Answer is 4. Yes, correct. Then payment bill over mobile phone. Yeah, this is another part of the business, mobile application, right? This is also after the COVID, very popular. Online banking is very popular now, right? So that's also a very good feature for the business, mobile banking. Now every bank, they have improved their mobile banking capabilities, right? If you earlier before COVID, I'm not talking about 2000s, I'm not talking about 2005, I'm not talking about 2010. I'm saying before 2018, earlier, like Sampath and commercial, like the NTB, HSBC, they had the strong, you know, the network presence. They had the strong online presence. Like comparing to People's Bank, BOC, and some other banks. But now, you know, every bank, right? Every bank, they have developed the online presence. So you can trust them. So you can use the online banking to transfer money or to deposit. You can't deposit only, you know, you can transfer and you can do all other banking transaction. You can do all the banking transaction. There's no limit. Even you can transfer lakhs and millions. So that's a good feature. So this is also part of the application of ICT in business, right? So I don't need to ask now whether you have used the online banking. No, it's a common thing now, right? It's a very common thing now. I think everyone of us has experience using this online banking. If not, tell me. I will explain it further. Okay, the administration of employees' activity has become an easy task. Why is that? Using the fingerprint scanner and the fingerprint software systems. So you can't cheat now, even in the government office. You may have seen this, the fingerprint scanning machines, right? Earlier, the people used to go to the office like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 9:30, or maybe whatever the time they want. But so they have a friendly relationship with the person who marked the attendance. So always he's at sharp 7:45. Or if it is 8:30, sharp 8:30. Time is sharp 8:30, but he goes to the office like 9, 10, whatever the time he wants. Right? And also when leaving the office, okay, he leaves like any time, like 3, 4 maybe, if he wants to leave early. But always like, let's say 4 is the off time, always 4 p.m. like that. So making a relationship with the person who is doing the attendance. But with the automatic this fingerprint system nowadays, you can't do that. You can't cheat. You can't cheat anymore. So the in time and out time is recorded there. Even if you edit that, even if you change that, maybe using an influence, but this time is recorded in a server. This is in the server, so it can easily be retrieved and updated. So you can't cheat it. Basically, you can't cheat using this. So that is also an advantage for the business now. That is also the advantage. HRM system, in short, human resource management systems. You may have seen this kind of advertisement. They advertise in different names. There are different packages on HRM. human resource management systems, right? That is the third one. Then we have the fourth one. Sri Lankan citizen can easily access online shopping. Yes, Daraz, whatever, Takas, Pakas, or we have so many things now. Only in Sri Lanka. What is the problem in the last one? It says only in Sri Lanka. Is it true? No, we are going to now China, UK, German. We are buying from Singapore using AliExpress. Yes, using eBay. Yes. Okay, is that clear? Okay, let's go to the next one then. Right, okay. So fourth answer is the correct answer. This is, video conferencing because I prepared these notes before COVID. So that's why I include a photo to explain to the students. But nowadays I don't want to do this, right? So you all know this. Then the HRM system, human resource management system, as I said, taking your in time and out time. Using that in time and out time, they have programmed a nice software where you can find most of your attendance related issues. Even you can apply leave, because I personally worked in this system, so I know this from in out. You can apply leave you can apply leave using this system. You don't need to go to the office. From home, online, you can apply leave. You saw in the bank, even nowadays, I mean, normal shops they use, right? I have seen in some very ordinary shops they use this fingerprint machines, right? Okay, then the e-banking. What does e-banking mean? Online banking, right? Online banking. So ATM banking here. Okay, look at this one. When we say e-banking, remember this. When we say e-banking, ATM banking is also a part of online banking. ATM banking is also part of online banking. Then we have online banking, that is using the mobile browser. Third one is mobile banking. So e-banking consists of three. ATM banking. Don't think ATM banking is, oh no, it's not. We don't use mobile phone. No, because these days people think when you use a mobile banking, mobile phone, it is online banking. No. If you are using the internet or the network and all, it's e-banking, right? So ATM banking also a part of e-banking. You can refer your textbook. You have ATM banking, then the online banking. This one, second part is you are using a computer, laptop through your browser, right? Your browser like Google Chrome, Firefox to access the banking. Third one is, yes, of course, you are using the mobile app. This is mobile banking. So nowadays, people think mobile banking is on e-banking. No, it's part of e-banking. There is a screen, yeah, in the ATM. Not only the screen, ATM software is a very hard software. It's a very, I don't know who developed that, but maybe he's earning a lot of billions and billions of dollars using the patronship. When you invent something, you get the patent, right? So when you invent a software, like, this ATM software, every time when there's a transaction, small part goes to that owner, the who invented that software. Let's say it's a very, very small amount. Look at, but see how many ATMs are used only in Sri Lanka. Just take only Sri Lanka. So this is a good way. Inventing new software systems is a very good method to earn money. Okay, so these are e-banking, but we should know how to invent. No, that is the problem. We should develop our capabilities on that. Just because you are sitting and just saying, oh yes, I want to get a patentship. No, you can't get like that. You have to try. Okay, online shopping, again a very familiar topic, right? Online shopping, e-commerce. We say e-commerce in other words, right? What are the advantages of e-commerce? What are the advantages of e-commerce? Open in 24 hours. Other than that, what are the advantages of e-commerce? E-commerce, right? What is the advantage? Why do we use e-commerce? Electronic payment, yes, you can pay using credit card. No transportation. Can buy things at anywhere, anytime. Yes, anytime, yes. can order things in convenient place. Yes, you can. Yeah, you can see it. Maybe you can sleep. Yeah. You can order at your convenience. Yes, serving energy. Okay. Yes, you are not wasting energy on climbing up and down in the supermarkets. No. Yes, accurate. Yeah, accurate. Yes, open 24 hours. Can select from various brands and companies. You have that selection option, right? Using your screen, you can select. No need to go and ask araka pennannako, make a pennanna. You don't need, right? So you can select on your own. You can compare the prices. You can compare the prices. And home delivery services mostly available nowadays. This home delivery also after COVID, this becomes a very general thing. Home delivery. Earlier it was not like that. Earlier, before 2020, it was not like that. Maybe this is true in Colombo area, but if you take the rural areas, we didn't have this luxury of getting the things to home. But nowadays, it's a very common thing. Yes, you can buy things from all over the world. No, yes, you can select the things from all over the world. No need to face human, no bargaining. Okay, save vehicle fuel and all. Yes, you can save money, right? You can save money, but but there is a thing. You can't save money actually. When you go online shopping, you will buy unwanted things, right? Yes, very safe. Fifth one, very safe. Very safe. You can pay using credit card. Okay. What is the answer for this one? Yes, Razak correct, Mariam correct, Minhaj correct, Muntasir correct, Mahdi Akif correct, Raiza correct, Zikra correct, Hala correct. Yes, what do you think, Sheikh Mahdi? Nirukshi, what is the answer for this one? Faiha correct, yes. Umair correct, Ramla correct, yes, good. I didn't see your answers from a long time. Okay. Requirement for video conferencing. To do a video conference. Okay. To do a Zoom, what do you need? You need a computer with a webcam. Yes. Computer with a webcam. Internet connection. Yes. Then communication software. Do we need a communication software?
Yes.
Like what?
Like the Zoom, you have to have the software to use it.
Yes, like Zoom, not Zoom. I don't know why these singular people, they call it Zoom, no? Why they call it Zoom?
Maybe
Maybe they don't know how to pronounce Z. Okay. Okay.
There
Because,
is no Z in Sinhala
sorry,
alphabet.
sorry,
There is no Z.
I didn't get you.
so like we are saying nowadays Zoom a lot, so it became like they don't care how they say it.
Or maybe it's Z is not in the Sinhalese alphabet. There's no yes. Yes, yes.
Because when writing names in birth certificates also they don't use Z, right?
Z, no, yeah, maybe they don't have Z because we used to have Zal, Zal, and all in the Arabic also, no. So we know the difference. Okay. Now, computer with webcam, yes, you need internet connection. You need, and the communication software like Zoom. So you need everything, right? Okay. Don't say like that. Okay. Okay. Next one. What is the answer for this one? Again, an easy one. What is not an advantage of using online shopping? Think and answer, think and answer. So they are playing with the words, right? Okay. Mahdi Akif correct. Muntasir correct. Zikra correct. Yes. Hafsa Banu correct. Raiza correct. Faiha correct. Umair Shakir correct. Yes, simple one, no? Hala Abdul Razak. Okay. Abdul Razak correct. Minhaj correct. What is not an advantage of using online shopping? Open round the clock, 24 hours, correct. Payment possible via credit cards, correct. Now even you can pay through debit card. You can pay through a debit card. In some places, even you can use other payment options, right? No, first one is not correct. Yes, Muntasir, what's your doubt? How will they find our houses? But when you have to give your home address, right? Then they will after they call you and they get the address. Then they will ask you the route also. But some people they use the Google Map, right? So, okay, ability to buy the item from the shop itself. Can you go and buy the item online? No, you can't buy. Ability to buy the item from the shop itself mean you can buy the item from the shop. When you buy online, can you put your hand and get the items? No, that is not possible. Give me a minute. Okay. Home delivery of goods, that is correct. So third answer, right? For us it is easy, but for people who deliver it has the problem. Meanwhile, there are so many disadvantages to, isn't it, right, sir? Yeah, in any case, right, we have advantage and disadvantages. Take this online education, there are advantages, right? Online education, there are so many advantages, but there are disadvantages. So it's like that in all the cases. Okay, let's go to the next one. Disadvantage of e-commerce. We did the same question, right? What is not an advantage? Yeah, same kind of question, but different list. What is the answer for this one? Yes. Yes. What is that disadvantage? Quality of ordered foods. Ability to see things and order at one's convenient place. Yes, that is correct. Right. 24 hours service. Yes, that is correct. Ability to pay using electronic. Yes, electronic payment methods. What is electronic payment methods? What is electronic payment methods mean?
Like paying through online,
paying like
transferring money.
No,
through online.
it's like electronic payment mean mainly credit card, debit card, right? Or there are things like we have not in Sri Lanka, we have the PayPal, right? We don't have PayPal in Sri Lanka, and there is a thing called Google. Google has a system. I can't remember. Is it Google Money or something? Right? Even Sri Lanka, we have Jenny from Dialog. So these are also electronic payment systems, right? So credit card, debit card. Yes, Visa. Visa is a part of the credit card because the credit card issued by worldwide two companies. Credit cards are issued by two companies mainly, Visa and the Master. Visa and the Master. So some banks they have selected Master, like People Banks and all. So you have the MasterCard. Even the Nation Trust, they have the Master. I don't know. Then the Visa, the mostly in Sri Lanka, most of the banks they are using Visa. Mainly these are two companies, right? Worldwide, two companies. Okay. Then the quality of order. This is the problem. When you order something with Daraz, when you order something, you will get something else. That is the main issue. But nowadays it's nowadays okay, right? We don't get that much different, but that is a problem. You can't assure the quality. You can't assure the quality when you order online. That is there. Even if you ordered AliExpress or through eBay, that problem is there. Okay. but not every time, but that can happen. Okay, so right answer is fourth one. Right. Incorrect statement about e-entertainment. Okay, another topic, application of ICT in entertainment. What is the answer? Atif correct, Muntasir correct, Ramla correct, Minhaj correct, Raiza correct. If I miss your answer, just send again. Shamir correct, Zikra correct. Mariam correct, Faiha correct, Umair correct. Yes, Umair correct. Abdul Razak correct. Razak, remember we did this in the class, right? Nuha correct. Hafsa Banu correct. Yes. Incorrect statement about e-entertainment. What is e-entertainment? Refer e-book over internet. You are using e-book, right? What is e-book? What is e-book?
Like we can download PDFs of books and read it
Yeah.
online.
Yeah, it's like book. You can download and read it, or there are PDF. There are e-book readers. E-book, especially designed e-book readers, right? Like I can't remember the name, right? So, but in Sri Lanka, I think we don't use because we don't read it no much, so we don't worry that. So refer ebook or internet. So yes, you can refer to the PDF of that ebook and you can read it. Vatalappa, what is that, Ramla? Vatalappa, Vattapad. I can't remember that name. There are ebook readers. Okay, I can't remember the name, right? Then we have the video games, right? Ebook, all are application of ICT in entertainment. Printing photos, access in social media, right? Then the third one is printing photo is not a e-entertainment. Okay, taking photos, capturing photos. What do you think? Capturing photos. Is it application? Is it an ICT in entertainment or not?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Any other answers? Capturing photos. Yes, it's an e-entertainment. Capturing photos, right? Using maybe SLR or DSLR.
Printing is not.
Yes, not printing. But I asked capturing, right? Capturing, taking photos. Okay, maybe you can use a digital camera or a SLR or DSLR, whatever. Right? It's a e-entertainment, and you know there are games like 3D games and everything. No, so you know this part. Okay, not a demerit of ICT. What is demerit? What is demerit? What a demerit? What does merit mean? Merit is kind of advantage. No, this is kind of advantage of ICT. Demerit is disadvantage. Yes, disadvantage of ICT. What is the answer? Not a demerit. Not a demerit. Atif correct. Atif, your answer is correct. Zikra correct. Faiha correct. Minhaj correct. Hafsa correct. If I miss your answer, send again, please. Abdul Razak correct. Umair correct. Shamir correct. Noha correct. Raiza correct. Yes, Mariam correct. Ramla correct. Okay. So addiction, it's a demerit, no? Addicting to the Facebook, addicting to social media. It's a demerit. Addiction, you know what is addiction, no? Everyone knows addiction. When you it's like this. Addiction mean, okay, let's say you are using the Facebook or WhatsApp or the Instagram. When you like, let's say usually use Instagram right around morning. For example, I'm saying from 9 to 10 or 11, right? Okay, every day you use. Say, let's say one day you don't have a power or your phone is not working. Then you can't concentrate on your normal work. You can't concentrate on your normal studies. That means you are addicted. You are addicted to that, right? That is addiction. Without that, you can't do your normal routine. That is addiction. It's the same as a drug addiction. Without the drug, you can't do, right? Not going to suicide, right? But that is addiction. I mean, this is before suicide. This happens. Addiction happens. Without that particular drug, like let's say whatever the name, I don't know, right? You can't. They say they can't. They can't stay still. No, right? So here it's like the other way. Without this phone or without the social media, if you can't like concentrate in a normal work, you're shouting at your parents. That means you're addicted. You're addicted, right? You are not doing any other works. You're addicted. Yes, maybe online, everything, right? Not everything. Online games, right? So that is part of the demerit of ICT, disadvantage of ICT. Building unsuitable friendship through social media. You know this part also, no? There are so many stories happening in the world now, right? So building unsuitable, so unlawful relationship, right? So that's also a demerit of ICT. Watching digital TV, that is the advantage of ICT, right? Then publishing of distorted photographs. What is that? Publishing of distorted photographs.
Unwanted.
Yeah, unwanted, and yeah, that is one category. You take
Unsuitable.
others, yeah, you take others photos and publishing without their knowledge, without getting their permission. It's not like you are publishing a wedding photo, right? Anyway, when you go to a wedding, they all come and stand, no, right, for the photographs, right? So that's, you can't avoid. When you publish it, everyone is there. So that is there, but yes, it's a bad photos or maybe personal photos. Maybe it's like personal photos which they say don't publish this. But that's also like, oh, you edit the photos. That's a bad thing, right? You edit and touch with the other things and you publish that online, mainly in Facebook or WhatsApp. You share in the WhatsApp, right? That is actually a cyber crime. This is a cyber crime nowadays. It's a cyber crime. Now the laws are in place. So you have to be aware of this. This is not a joke anymore.
So,
Yes, my friend.
what about posting unwanted things about politics? They will
That
face.
is that is
There will be
the
a strike.
that is depends on the government decision. So they can make any, if they want, they can take action against you. For example, if you publish anything against politics, but sometimes they don't do that. But the cybercrime is different, right? Cybercrime is different. For example, you may have heard some kind of a waterfall incident happened recently. So that is like you are uh, you are editing the photos with someone else's photos, and making harms to their family and the life, right? So that is a part of cybercrime. So we have a lesson on cybercrime on grade 11. That is the last lesson on grade 11. Okay, so we'll see, we can learn more. Okay, what is the answer? After all answer is the third one, no? Watching digital TV. Watching digital TV. Okay. uh, shall we take a 5 minutes break? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we'll take a 5 minutes break. Don't take more. So you can have your tea or whatever, right? Okay, let's start. We have 1 minute. No? Right. So I think it's 5:15. Hope everyone is there. No, everyone is there. Okay, let's come back to the lesson then. Ready? Yes. Okay. Read. Okay. Okay. You can send the answer for this question. Given below are the data processing units used in the evaluation of the computer. What is the answer when they are arranged according to the generations? Abdul Razak correct, Muntasir correct. Yes, Mahadi correct, Minhaj correct, Raiza correct, Imad wrong, Zikra correct, then Muntasir, Abdul Razak, the same people. Imad wrong, Mariam correct, Minhaj correct, Hafsa correct, Raiza correct, Mariam Ilyas correct. I said both Mariams are same. No? Then Faiha, yes, correct. Yes, Samir correct, Mahadi, Akif. No, Sheikh Mahadi, what is the answer? Some students, they are not sending answer. That means you know everything or you don't know everything. So this is a kind of a paper class, right? So you can involve and you can share your answers. Hafsa Banu, correct. Okay. You have to order this one, right? This is another topic. As I said, the unit 1 is a mixture, right? You have all the parts like this is again the history of computers. History of computers. Made Shakir correct. So I don't know the answer for this question. That's fine. Mahadi, you're saying is Mahadi. B. Okay. Uh, now look at this one. So you should remember that chart, right? They have given a nice chart as a simple chart in your book. I will show you that, right? In the textbook, the last page of the first unit, you can find that chart, right? No, Hala. Okay, you have to remember that. Okay. Okay. What is the name of A? What is the name of A? Just who can tell me quickly? A. What is A? Huh? Transistors. These are transistors. So what is the name of B? What is the name of B? Very good, Zikra. Vacuum tube, right? It's vacuum tube. Vacuum, is this correct? Vacuum tube. What is C? What is C? What is C? Microprocessor, right? Microprocessor. If you don't know, write down this in your note. You have the printed note with you, I assume, right? Vacuum tube. Then last one. What is the last one? What is the last one? ICs. IC the C tamai. IC. Yes, integrated circuits. ICs. Okay, now we'll come to the generations. So how do we find the generation? How do you find it, Umair? Is there any shortcut? So you can get it. Is there any formula to find this? No formula. You have to remember. So it's like IT is like that. Computer science is that. You have even if you go to a MSc in computer science, or I don't know about the PhD because I haven't seen the PhD syllabus. Even in MScs or degree programs, you have maths, you have programming, you have notes to memorize. I mean, not to memorize, at least I know you have to remember and write it, right? Then you have things like logic gates and all, where you can, it's a different thing. So it's ideas like that. You have mixture of everything. So even if you are not very good at programming, you can score from this part. But if you are not very good at, remembering things like this, then target the program or other parts, right? If you are weak in that, you have to plan it. So you know your weak points. No. Okay. Transistors, what is the generation? What is generation? Is it first generation, second generation? Transistors. When they
Second
invented,
generation.
it's second generation, right? We say G2, right? Second generation. Vacuum tube, it's from
First generation.
first generation. Microprocessor,
Fourth.
Fourth generation.
G4. ICs,
Third generation.
third generation. So it's like this. They started with the vacuum tube, then invented the transistors, right? It's
Sir.
like this. Yes.
What about artificial intelligence?
Artificial intelligence is fifth generation, but that is not a, that's actually sometimes it's a both, right? Hardware and software concept. I will show you a nice video if you have time at the end of this class, right? Application of artificial intelligence, right? So if you have, it's both, right? But these are hardware devices, mainly processors, right? Mainly used to process this. So when they started with the vacuum tube initially, right? Started with the vacuum tube. Then what happened? The transistors invented, transistors G on second generation. So after that, they put all the transistors and capacitors, diodes, and they made the ICs, integrated circuits, to make the processing faster and to make the processor small. Then it comes the microprocessor on the fourth generation. Finally, we have the microprocessor. It's again built on the ICs, but different. It's different. They use different technologies called large scale integration, very large scale integration, ultra large scale integration. Like that, they use different technologies. So, what is the order simply then? First generation. What is the answer when they arrange according to the generations? According to the generations. First one is B, first generation. Second generation A. Third generation is D. Fourth generation is C. If you want, note down this name and the generation. So it's easy for you to learn. When you go through this, okay, you know simply, no? Okay, this is that. This is first generation. This is second generation. This is not your exam. You are not answering to your exam. Remember this, right? When you come to paper class, when you do these papers, you are learning, still you are learning, you are polishing your knowledge. So mark it in your paper and you at least try to put this into your memory, right? So then when you have your real exam, okay, you will remember this. Okay, I can remember this during my ICT class. That person is shouting, right? So, okay, okay, this is this and that. Okay. Shall we go to the next one?
Okay, sir.
This is, I know whether you have seen this, the image of a vacuum tube. And during the first generation, they used a thing called punch card, right? To enter the data. Kind of, that time, they didn't have the, what you call the keyboards. They didn't have the keyboards to enter the data. They use the punch card, right? Still we have punch card, but we don't use it, right? What is the answer for this one? Which slide? No, which slide you are talking about, Noah?
Question number 34. That one, sir.
34. This one? Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, what is the answer for this one? Send your answers. I hope you already completed this. Yes, Umair correct, Atif correct, Mariam correct, Faiha correct, Raiza correct, Minhaj, Zikra, all correct, right? I don't see any wrong answer. Right. Mariam, yes, I said your name, right? Umair Shakir, yes. Nuha wrong. Muntasir, correct. Yes. What is this question? What is the irrelevant, right? Not relevant statement regarding the first generation of computers. Yes. First generation, remember the first generation computers. What is the main thing? First generation of computers?
It is
Can you
very
remember the
large in
first
size.
generation? Yes. If you go to your book, you will find this nice simple table at the end of your end of the first lesson. Let me share it. Oops, wait. Wait. Can you see this table now?
Can't.
No.
No, sir, can't.
Hold on. Can you see it now? It's loading. Wait. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Okay. Done. Right. So you should remember this table, right? So first generation, we have vacuum tubes are there, right? As hardware technology, then the punch card used as an input, process and output device. Then the software side, the machine language, and the assembly language used. What is a machine language? What is a machine language means?
Binary.
It's binary in zeros and ones, right? If you don't know what is an assembly language, it's actually assembly language is close to machine language, right? But it's little improved version. That means with machine language, you have to write the instruction in zeros and ones. You have to write the instruction using zeros and one, right? You have to code it in zeros and one. So in old days, they said if you know machine language, you are a genius. Old days, right? If you know machine language, you are a genius because it's very hard. Assembly language also very hard when you compare with the high-level programming languages like Pascal or Java or Python. So they during the first generation, right? They use the assembly language, but when for them, because they have the machine language, so for them assembly is a convenient one, better than the machine, because you can use English like you can say to add numbers, you can say add, or I think we learn, right? Grade 11s we learn this, but for grade 10, don't worry, you will learn in the first lesson of grade 11, right? We are not learning assembly language. You will get an idea at least what an assembly language. Okay, what are the characteristic? High heat, slow processing, large. Okay, it will take rooms, but you can't carry on, you can't port, it's not portable, right? And expensive, right? Remember this. So we'll come back to the question now. Okay, so what is the answer this one? What is the irrelevant of one? Computers are large in size. That is first generation, right? That is first generation. Large in size, yes. High heat, as I said, first generation computers produced high heat, very high heat, because of why? Why is that? What is the reason? What is the reason? Why do you say first generation computers produce high heat? What is the reason?
Because it consumes a lot of electricity.
Yeah, maybe, but the main reason is vacuum tube. Yeah, maybe it consume high electricity. Because of that, when the electricity input is high, you will get more heat, no? Yeah, the main reason because of the vacuum tube, right? Vacuum tube. Okay, then birth of operating system. This is wrong, no?
That is third generation.
Yeah, this is very good. This is on third generation. Yes, third gen. Third gen. Then the low data processing speed. Yes, that is very slow because of punch card. Right? That is also correct. Is that clear? Is that clear? Any doubt? Okay, let's go to the next one then. What is the answer for this one? Yes, Raiza correct, Zikra correct, Mahdi Akif correct, Atif correct, Nuha correct, Mariam correct, Faiha wrong. Abdul Razak correct, Ramla correct, Umair correct. Yes, Mahadi, and some people I don't see any answers. Hafsa Banu correct, Mahadi wrong, Hala correct, Minhaj correct. Yes, Mahadi. No, you have to remember that technology, Mahadi. The first electronic digital computer in the world was ENIAC, right? ENIAC. What was the main technology? So when they say first generation, what is the main technology? Is it vacuum tube, transistors, ICs, or microprocessors or microchip? Just now we learned that the first generation, ENIAC is the first generation, and they have mentioned that the first electronic digital computer. So you know this is from first generation. Is that clear? So answer is first one, vacuum tube. Correct your answers. Correct your answers. Okay, let's go to the next one. Yes, what is the answer? Yes, okay. What is the machine created by Charles Babbage? Who is the father of the computer? Who is the father of the modern computer?
Charles Babbage.
Ah, okay. So what is the machine created by Charles Babbage using the concept of input, process, and output and saving, storing? The machine name is called analytical engine, right? So these machines also, they are adding machine, automatic sequence controller, mechanical loom and all. But the Charles Babbage's one is called analytical engine, right? So fourth answer, these are straightforward theories. So look at this one, these images, look at these images. You have a doubt, yes, what is that doubt? So Blaise Pascal invented the adding machine, like a calculator.
Sir, how are we going to use these analytical engines?
No, these are like who create the present one. Adding machine, analytical engine, both are mechanical one. These are not digital one, right? These are not digital computers. But the concept, the idea came from this. You see this machine, adding machine, basically a simple calculator. But you have to mechanically set up the input and automatically it will use output, I think, right? Then the analytical Babbage's one, the Charles Babbage's one is this one, analytical engine. You can see the analytical engine. It's a big machine, right? You have to set up the input and output. The saving and all. But these are like you have to remember these are mechanical one, not digital ones, right? Not digital one. Don't see, oh, where is the 0 and 1? How do I put the 0 and 1? No, these are mechanical ones, right? Just remember the name. That's enough. Analytical engine by Charles Babbage, adding machine by Blaise Pascal. That's enough. Then you
Those
can,
two are enough.
yeah, sorry.
Those two are enough. So what about Gottfried Wilhelm?
No. You have to just remember the names and their invention. I'm saying, for example, analytical engine by Pascal, right? Then the adding machine by adding machine by Pascal, analytical engine by Charles Babbage. There are other devices also, right? So you can get that from the book. Okay. Because I also don't remember all the names, right? So don't ask me. So I know some basic names only, right? What is the answer for 38? Yes. What is the answer that shows the technical equipment used in computer generations for processing data according to descending order of processing speed? Descending order of processing speed. Which one is faster? Oh, sorry. Hold down. Okay. Yes. Oh my God. Okay. We have 14 answers. Very good. Descending order of processing speed. So which one is faster? Yes, Minhaj correct. It's okay. Faiha, Minhaj. Okay, what is the answer? Ramla correct, Abdurazak correct, Mariam correct, Raiza correct, Nuha correct. Okay. If I miss your name, right? If you want to hear your name, just send your answers again. Because Muntasir correct, Umair correct. So what is GLC? GLC? Where's that? Okay. Now, you know, right, we'll come to this one. We know vacuum tube, right? Vacuum tube is slow, the first generation, right? This is first generation. Transistors are, what is the generation? Which generation we said? Second gen. Integrated circuits, ICs, third generation. Large scale integration. This is a technology, right? After they invented the ICs, right? ICs, like inside the ICs you can see all the transistors, diodes, logic gates, everything inside, right? The large scale integration is like again this very close to that, but a different way of integrating. So it's called large scale. So large scale comes on fourth generation. Then the very large scale on fifth generation. Large scale integration, LSIC means large scale, right? If you don't know, LSIC stands for what? Large scale, yes, integration, but integrated circuits. Large scale integrated circuit is LSIC. Then what is VLSIC?
Very large.
Very large scale integration. Okay. Now, if you look at the speed, right? Speed, which one is faster? Very fast. Is it first generation? No.
VLSIC.
Fifth to fourth, third, second, and one. So VLSI is fast. LSI is slower than that. Then the ICs, transistors, last one is vacuum. Is that clear? The fourth answer. Right? Fourth answer. Correct answer is fourth answer, not the third one. Okay, any doubt in this? The fourth answer is correct, right? As most of you said, fourth answer. Third answer is wrong because that order is anyway wrong. Okay. So you should remember, as I said, that table I showed you, that is in your book, page number 29 and 28. At least go through it once. Go through once now, because grade 11, you're going to return the book now. So at least go through this, right? So you can tell your grandchildren. So I read this page at least once in my lifetime. Okay, 39. What is the answer? Select the feature that is first identified in 5th generation computer softwares and not identified in the computer generations, in previous generations. Yes, Atif correct, Mahdi Akif correct, Raiza correct. Check your mic, I can hear all the sounds. So we all can hear. Basically, we all can hear. Yes, Mariam correct, Samir wrong, Nuha correct. What is the answer for this one? Minhaj wrong, Zikra wrong. That is interesting, right? Hafsa Banu correct, Ramla correct, Imad wrong, Muntasir wrong. Okay, select the feature that is identified in 5th generation computers. What are the features you can see in the 5th generation computers? Can you remember? Okay, you can see this chart here, right? I'm okay. Let me go to that. Hala. Okay, let's read this one. Look at this one, last page. What are the major hardware on 5th generation? We have very large scale integration and high capacity hard disk and the internet. Okay. Then the software side, the graphical user interface or GUI is there, graphical user interface, right? GUI. Then internet and multimedia, voice recognition based on AI, artificial intelligence, handwriting recognition. You know, right? In mobile phones, when you write a letter, so you can automatically, it will turn into a character, right? So handwriting recognition there. So these are the main features of software side, right? In 5th generation, So now can you answer this question? If I go back to the question now, can you answer this question now? Select the feature that is first identified in 5th generation computer softwares and not identified in other computers. I mean, the question is the select that feature identified only in 5th generation. Yes, very good. Handwriting recognition systems based on AI, or even if they say AI, that's correct, because operating system, yeah, when operating systems invented in which generation? Is it 3rd generation, right? Operating system from 3rd generation. If you don't know, note it down here at least, right? Yes, 3rd generation. Introduction to Linux, when? I think I don't remember, like, yeah, Linux, actually Linux, you can say 4th generation, right? Basically in 4th generation, they invented the Unix, but Linux is based on Unix. Yeah, you can say Linux is actually, yeah, we better say Linux is 5th generation, because you know Linux and Unix are different, but both are based on the same style architecture, same design. But introduction of Linux OS is, let's say, 4th generation, 5th generation, sorry, 5th generation. But the Unix they invented in the 4th generation. Okay, handwritten recognition is 5th generation. Use of high-level programming languages. Okay, now this is a critical place,
Second
right?
generation.
Which generation?
Second generation.
Or 3rd generation? Is it
Second,
second
sir.
or third?
From second it is coming.
Very good. That is 2nd generation, right? High-level languages. What is the first high-level language they used? Fortran, right? There were other languages like COBOL, Fortran, Fortran was the popular language. Fortran. Then Basic, there is a language called Basic and the COBOL. But nowadays, still Fortran is there. But the Basic is and COBOL. No. But when we started to learn IT, like during 1993s, we started with Basic. Those days. Okay. So last question of the day, last question in this tuned as well. A characteristic of the computer which include ultra large circuits are as follows. What? Okay. What is the answer? What is the answer of this question? Very interesting question, right? But rather than saying, okay, what are the characteristic of third generation or fourth generation? So they are asking in a different way. Yes, Atif correct, Zikra correct, Mahdi Akif correct, Raiza correct. Yes. Others, you don't know the answer? Faiha correct, yes. And if you are not registered in the group, you send me a message, right? If you are coming to my grade 11 classes, right? For the grade 11 only. So you can come free, but for others, right? You have to talk to me. Yes, Minhaj wrong, Ramla correct, Abdul Razak wrong, Hafsa wrong, Umair correct. What is that? Okay, look at this one. Look at this one. Just we learn this, no? A characteristic of the computer which include ULSC, ultra large integrated circuit. Okay, what is the generation which use ultra large scale integration? First, you have to decide that. What generation? What is the generation? Third generation. A lot of power. What generation?
Generation.
Fifth generation, right? Fifth generation. That is fifth generation. Yes. Okay. Then now see what are the characteristics of fifth generation. No graphical user interface. Is that true? No.
No.
Because when you have Windows, when you have Linux, all are based on graphical interface. So use of internet and multimedia, correct. Artificial intelligence, correct. ICs, no. So B and C. Is that clear? So you have to go through that table, right? Don't worry, you have time. Still you have time. So go through that table, right? Which I showed you now. Go through that table, right? Go through the table in your book, the last page. Okay. So how is this paper class going? Are you all happy, or what do you think? Satisfied, or any improvement? What do you think?
Before it now it's like important.
Sorry, Umel.
It's important.
Yeah, how do you feel it? I mean, are you all happy, or like it's not useful, sir? You are wasting my time.
It's useful, sir.
Very satisfied, very comfortable. Very, yes, I have improvement, happy. Satisfied, can feel the improvement. Very good. I want that feeling. You have to feel it. It's a good revision, sir. Useful. Benefited, revised. Okay. Very useful. Yes, sir. Good brainstorming. Yes, I do think so. Satisfied. If you learned already, it's a brainstorming, no? I have a lot of improvement after your classes. Okay, thank you. Very useful. Okay, if you are not registered in the group, you send me a message if you are interested to continue, right? I saw there are a couple of new students. So if you want to continue, because this class only free, this is the last class, because I gave 3 classes, I mean, like first class free option. But from next month, I will no free. So you have to talk to me and join the group. Superb, sir. Okay, superb, sir. Okay, okay, that's fine. And yes, I appreciate all of your comment. Even I got good marks in the school this time, sir. Thank you. Okay, I'm happy for you. Yes, that's good. Very useful. Thank you so much, sir. And so now, yeah, I appreciate all of your comments. And you have to study, right? You have to revise this. especially grade things, you have time now. So don't forget this. So we will do some papers later. Later we have time. But for the grade 11, inshallah, I'm planning to do the paper class that for the grade 11 so by after January or something. Okay. So next class, I will be discussing the past paper questions. So I will past paper question related to unit 1. So in that, listen to this carefully. In that class, I won't be discussing the theories again. So we will go through the questions quickly. Next class, I'm hoping to discuss the past paper questions related to unit 1 of grade 10. Okay. So I will share the tutorial via the WhatsApp group. So you can take a printout when you come to the class. Okay. But I'm not going to discuss the theories what we discussed so far. If any new thing comes, I will talk. Otherwise, we don't need to discuss because we have to save the time and not necessarily we don't need to waste the time.